My name is Emily, and 28 years old. I remember that holiday season like a slow-burning wound. The scent of pine, faintly burnt cookies, and warm cider filled the air. I sat at the table, smiling as I always did, listening to the hum of wrapping paper and muffled carols. When I noticed a charge on my credit card, every single gift, every present for everyone. My brother John leaned back, as casual as a man discussing the weather. "We took a vote," he said. "You don't have children, so you should pay for the ones who do." I froze, my fork halfway to my mouth. My hands trembled. "Then you'll love what comes next," I whispered, the words barely audible. He just laughed. I remember that laugh. It carried disbelief and amusement, the kind of sound that undermines your very existence. By the next morning, my phone was a war zone. There were 52 missed calls, voicemails from cousins screaming, my mother pleading, and John practically begging. And there I was, sitting quietly, staring at the chaos and realizing it was no mistake. It was a charge of $11,976. My card, their holiday. My generosity had been weaponized. I replayed the moment in my mind. The night before, sitting at the table, I had asked in a small voice, "Who did this?" My father's face was unreadable as he held his wine glass. "We took a vote," he said again, the words slicing through me with surgical precision. "You don't have kids. The rest of us do. It's only fair." My mother avoided my gaze. My sister sipped her wine as her twins tore into the Lego boxes I had just paid for. My cousin Liam just shrugged, his silent support for the plan clear. "You used my card without asking," I said, my voice slightly trembling. "You just decided I'd pay because I'm single." My mother muttered something about being helpful. Helpful? I laughed bitterly. This was a planned ambush, a secret takeover disguised as family bonding. John just shrugged. "It's just money. You've got plenty." My heart pounded so loud I thought the floorboards might crack beneath my feet. I scanned the table. 12 people. Half of them hadn't spoken to me all year unless they needed something. And now they had quietly agreed that my life, my money, and my efforts existed only to fund their celebration. I stood up. "You're unbelievable." My cousin Liam snapped. "Sit down. Don't ruin the mood. The kids are having fun." I smiled thinly, reaching for my phone. "Oh, don't worry," I said. "I'm not going to ruin the mood. I'm going to end the show." John's eyes twitched with amusement. "What's that supposed to mean?" I met his gaze, calm and steady. "You're going to love what comes next." That night I barely slept. Not out of guilt, but out of absolute clarity. I remembered years of giving quietly, unnoticed and unthanked. From small favors to gas money, school supplies, birthday presents, and even covering rents and medical bills. I had been their personal bank, their default babysitter, and their emotional support. And every time I tried to set a boundary, they reminded me how selfish I was. I remembered a time at a bookstore with my niece. $3 later, she had art supplies, books, and a giant stuffed sloth. My sister had frowned and scoffed. "You think you're the fun aunt just because you have money." The words cut like frost. No gratitude, just mockery. The facade had slipped that day, but not theirs mine. I saw them clearly for the first time. They were users hidden behind familiar faces, experts in making me feel guilty. I wasn't family. I was a resource. So, when December arrived, so did the usual expectations. Host. Fund, provide, and smile. I had tried to say no. I texted John. "Only if we agree on who's paying." He didn't respond for 3 weeks. Then came the betrayal. They had used my backup card again without my permission. All the charges were for gifts from online stores. They laughed about it at the table. "We took a vote," John said, and my stomach sank. That night, I lay awake remembering every expectation, every unspoken debt, every insult, the chaotic lives that made them superior and me disposable. But as dawn painted my ceiling pale orange, something shifted. It was clarity, not anger. They wanted a democracy. Fine. I logged into my laptop and typed an email with the subject line: Holiday contribution changes. I am stepping away from all financial support related to our extended family. I wrote, if you've used my cards without consent, expect chargebacks. If you share my information again, legal action will follow. I hit send. There was no turning back. Silence fell. 7 hours and 16 minutes later, my phone exploded. There were 52 missed calls, texts, and voicemails filled with cries of betrayal. And yet, I felt completely calm. I wasn't being vindictive. I was finally free. The confrontation came 3 days later. My mother, John, and my sister were on my porch. Can we talk? She asked, her voice trembling. I opened the door. Say what you came to say. They tried manipulation, guilt, and emotional blackmail, but I didn't flinch. You declared war the second you stole from me, I said. That's not family. That's betrayal. My sister rolled her eyes. John went pale. I stepped closer. I'm done with all of you. I blocked their numbers. This weekend I'm moving. Silence. Glorious silence. The first 48 hours were beautiful. No calls, no texts, no obligations. For the first time, I was breathing for myself. I realized no one was waiting for me to pay, to save, or to fix anything. Peace, raw and pure. They tried again with new numbers and burner accounts. We're family, they said. Enough, I replied. Enough isn't a request. It's a boundary. My therapist confirmed it for me. I had been conditioned to believe love had to be earned through sacrifice. I realized that my worth had become a transaction. That was control, not care. I escaped. Now, I thrive. A new state, a new job, a new apartment in Austin. A dog named Harmony. Photography, cooking, and travel hobbies I reclaimed. The quiet is healing. My phone no longer lights up with names tied to bills. No guilt trips. No expectation of sacrifice. I exist for myself, fully unshackled for the first time. I left one last message in the old family group chat. This bank has permanently closed. Try loving instead. I drove away, my boxes packed, music loud, and windows down. Alone, but alive. Freedom tastes like crisp morning air, warm coffee, and the knowledge that you have finally, irrevocably chosen yourself.